Hello. Welcome back to Life After Plus One. I'm Leanne, your podcast host and your single parent mentor and coach. I just want to start off today's episode with just a little friendly reminder that I do have all those programs and support available. So it's not just the podcast that you can listen to weekly that's got all that amazing support for you on your single parent journey. I do also offer coaching services. So if you're feeling trapped, you're in a place that you don't know how to communicate with your ex, you're struggling with your emotions, you don't know how to get back into the dating world, or struggling with any part of your breakup journey, your single parenting, your co-parenting, you're finding any of that a struggle to manage on your own, then reach out. Let's have a chat. Let's work together and see what we can do to get you back on a happier path where you can see that light at the end of the tunnel to really love your journey of being a single parent, because that's what it's about, to find the good in your situation. So let's dive into today's topic. And today we are going to talk about confidence, because that's one thing that really gets kicked in the guts when you go through a breakup. So how do you get your confidence back again? Well, we're going to talk about that today. Welcome to the Life After Plus One podcast, where we turn life's lemons into delightful lemonade. Get ready for inspiring stories, uplifting conversations, and all the tips and tricks to rock your single parent journey with style. I'm your host, Leanne, and it's time to embrace the adventure of Life After Plus One. So let's dive in. Okay, so what do you do to get your confidence back on track? You've gone to a breakup. They've just fucked with all your emotions. You're at a place where you feel like you're not good enough. Maybe you're just thinking that you failed because you're now a single parent. You failed because your relationship broke down. You feel like maybe no one's going to want to date you now. Who's going to want you? Who's going to want to date a mum or a dad with kids in tow and young kids? Who's going to want you? Is that what you're thinking right now? Because it is quite common to feel that. Maybe your finances have all been destroyed and ruined and you're not living in the place that you used to, and you just think, that's fucked you up mentally and emotionally. There are so many different things. You might have even had that ex that's convinced you that you are now going to fail in life because they're not in it. You're now out on your own. You've broken up. So they just don't want you to do good in your life. They want to see you suffer. So they'll say, you're not going to make it now. You're going to be nothing without me. And I know what that's like, because I've had that happen to me before. And it is hard not to listen to it. You kind of feel like there is truth behind what they're saying. Maybe they are being honest. Maybe I won't make it without them. Maybe I do need them in my life. Well, newsflash, no, you don't. You don't need a partner in your life to make it, or to have your confidence, or to feel good in yourself. It is nice to have a partner, but let's get you back on track and back on the right path before you start looking to refill that void in your life with another partner. So let's get that confidence going again. And how do you do that? You find you again. Who are you? Who were you before that last relationship, before you lost all your confidence? Go back and look at what lights you up. What brings you joy? What is it about you that you like, that you love, that makes you happy, that makes you laugh and just puts a smile on your face, and that just makes you feel good? What is it? Find that about you, because it's quite easy when you're in a relationship. You forget all that. It all gets thrown to the side because you're busy being mum or dad. You're busy working all the time. You're busy doing kid activities and everything else. And you're just constantly in go mode that you don't get the time to stop and think about you and what you like doing and what lights you up and what you enjoy. Well, now this is your time. I want you to sit down and write a list of things that you actually enjoy doing, that things that you really want to do and you haven't done. Maybe it's a goal that you've had from when you were back in school, something you really wanted to do and you just haven't done it because you became a mum or a dad and you just got married, and all those goals and plans and things you wanted to do just got put on the back burner and there was just never time to do those things. Well, you know what? This is your time. This is your time to find that and to bring that to life again. Do those things that really make you happy and find who you are. Now, this could also involve just little things like just going through your wardrobe, getting rid of those old clothes that just don't make you feel good anymore. Update your wardrobe. Get rid of things in your life that just don't reflect who you are today. Maybe you've got underwear and clothes and shoes and things that you've had from 20 years ago, and you just look at them and they're covered in holes, or you've just kept onto them just because they're old and you just want to keep them. But do they reflect who you are today? Is that really what you want? Is that really what you wear, or are you just holding onto it for the sake of holding onto it? Get rid of those things and find who you are today. Do activities that reflects who you are. Don't do things because it's just what you did, because it's what you did in that relationship, or when you're married, or when you're with that partner. Start doing what you like doing instead of doing what you just have to do. That's the way that you can now find out who you are. Now, you could even be in a place where you're like, it's been so long since I've done things that I actually enjoy doing that I don't know what it is. I honestly do not know. Because it is quite common for people to say when they're asked, what are your hobbies, or what do you enjoy doing? And people are like, I don't know. Because you get so caught up in that routine of parenting and work life and kid life and everything else. You're just like, I don't know. I don't have hobbies. I don't have time for hobbies. This is your time to find them. Start doing different activities. And it's not a matter of just going out to something and hoping for the best and hoping that's the one that you really love doing. No, go out and test a few things. Try a few different sports or activities, or start going out with new groups of friends. Start rekindling those friendships that fell off because you were just too busy to maintain them, which is sad. These things do happen. Life gets away from us, and 1 minute it's 2-3 years down the track and we haven't caught up with that good friend that we used to see nearly on a weekly basis. Reconnect with them again and start doing those things that light you up. Now, another thing that you can really start to do to start working on your confidence, and this is a big one, these two work hand in hand because you need confidence to be able to do this, but you need to do this to have confidence, and that's setting boundaries. And a lot of people are too scared to set boundaries because they're not confident enough to speak up. They're not confident enough to say, oh, actually, no, I don't want to do that, or no, sorry, thanks for the invite, but I don't really want to attend. So they just say yes to things because they're too scared to say no. Or they let their ex walk all over them, or they keep getting put in these uncomfortable positions because they just don't know how to set boundaries. So this is your time to learn to start saying no and to start putting boundaries in place. If you're asked to do something that you're not comfortable with, or you're not sure, or it doesn't feel right, then start saying no. Don't say yes just to please other people when you're left being unhappy about it. This is your time to start making you happy, and let's get your confidence back on track. And when you start doing these things, you do start feeling better in yourself. It's like, oh wow, okay, I actually did that. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And for some reason, people connect setting boundaries with being rude and being nasty. And now I say this quite often in a number of different episodes. Saying what you want and how you feel is not being rude and nasty. There's always a kind way to say something. Now, you do get those people that are like, I say it how is, no matter what. If you don't like that, then too bad. That's who I am. Now, I don't get that mentality, to be honest with you. There's one thing to say it how it is, but there's another thing to say it how it is with the intentions on being nasty about it, just to prove that you can say it how it is. You don't need to be nasty when you say it how it is. And I feel like that mentality, when you see that a lot, I say it how it is, so deal with it. That puts it puts a black cloud over the fact of setting boundaries, over the whole point of setting boundaries, because it doesn't have to be a negative thing. It doesn't have to be a rude thing or a nasty thing. It's about you just knowing, no, that's not right. So I'm just going to say no to that. I'm going to decline that offer. It's not for me. But there's always a way to say it. You don't need to be proving a point or to act like you're tough because you want to say it how it is. You can say what you want. You can set your boundaries. You can decline things and say yes or no, or say what's on your mind, but you can say it in a kind way. It's about saying what you feel, what you're comfortable with, and accepting or declining offers based on whether or not you feel comfortable with it or not. So we need to remember, setting boundaries isn't about being rude, it's not about being nasty, and it's not about saying how it is. It's about you willing to accept certain things so you don't get walked over. It's about you having confidence in yourself to know what's right and what's wrong for you. And it's about you not having to please people for the sake of it because you're too scared to say what you really want. And the more you start speaking up, the more confidence you get, because that's what it is. You have to have the confidence to speak up and put boundaries in place. So the more you do it, the easier it becomes and the more your confidence will start to grow. So learn to say no to things if you don't want to do it, if it doesn't feel right for you. Learn to have boundaries. And it's not just about saying yes or no. It's about when someone crosses something with you or they overstep something where you're just not liking it and you think that's not okay, then you can let them know in a kind of polite way. Just say, hey, thanks for that, but I'm not comfortable with that. Let's just leave it there. Whatever it is in that moment that's happening, it's about speaking up and letting that person know that you're not comfortable. That's what setting boundaries is about, not by saying how it is and being rude and nasty to the other person. So work on setting your boundaries and that'll help you grow your confidence because you're actually slowly starting to speak up for yourself. And that's what confidence is about, speaking up for yourself and not getting walked all over, knowing your worth. Now, to get your self-confidence back, you need to get rid of that negative self-talk. Stop all this negative chit-chat in your head saying, I'm not good enough, I failed, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that. You need to get rid of that. Now, that's easier said than done, isn't it? We can't just say, okay, I'm going to stop. And then all of a sudden tomorrow you're just looking at yourself in the mirror like you're the most amazing person in the world. Now, you can do that. And I'm not telling you not to do that. Definitely do that if it's going to help you. But it doesn't just change overnight. It's going to be a gradual process. You're not just all of a sudden going to stop thinking these negative thoughts about yourself if you've been thinking it for so long. You've got to just look at yourself and stop yourself more so. When you're in a situation and you're thinking something negative of yourself, whether it be something to do with your appearance, something to do with your job, your parenting, your money, whatever it is in your situation and you're saying something negative about yourself, I want you to stop and go, no, you know what? I'm doing the best I can. I'm not a shit parent. I'm not a shitty partner. I just haven't found the right person. So when you're thinking these negative things in your head about yourself, I want you to stop and I want you to reframe it and go, no, you know what? I'm not a bad person. I'm doing the best I can under the circumstances that I've been through, and each day I'm learning to be a better person. Get rid of that negative self-talk, because the more you talk yourself down, the more you're shitting on your confidence, and that's not what we want to happen here. We want to build your confidence up, not bring it down. So let's start reframing all these negative chit-chat things that you're saying about yourself. Get rid of it and find another way to look at it. When you're talking down on yourself, thinking that you failed your relationship or you're failing as a parent or you're failing in your job or you're failing in your finances, I want you to stop. And if it's about your finances, I want you to say, I'm a single mum or I'm a single dad. I'm doing this on one income and I'm doing pretty fucking damn good under the circumstances. So get rid of that negative talk because you are shitting on your confidence. And the more you talk bad about yourself, the worse you are going to feel. So start reframing that negative talk into something more positive. Now, on that note, whilst we're talking about finding things that are more positive, I want you to look at your strengths. Now, for some people in this situation, you might think, well, I've got no strengths. There's nothing good about me. I can guarantee you now there is something good about you. There is something working or something great and amazing about your situation right now. You just may not see it. But I want you to slowly take the time to look at what they are. They are there, whether it be you're an amazing parent, whether it be you're there when people need you, whether it be your honesty, whether it be the way you can bring your friends together. You have some strengths about you and you have some amazing qualities about you. I want you to find them. because it's very easy to overlook all these good things and just focus on the negative. And when you're focusing on the negative, again, you're shitting on your confidence. And this is not what we want to be happening right now. We want to build your confidence up. So let's focus on the good things about yourself. So when you're writing all these things down, when you're trying to find things that light you up and things that you enjoy, I want you to also focus on your strengths. Write down your strengths. What are you good at? And it could be to do with anything, your parenting, something work related, something to do with your friends, time management, your communication skills, your sense of humor, anything. Write it down and focus on your strengths. So when you're finding all these negative things about you and you're talking negative, I want you to look at all your strengths and go, you know what? No, I'm not that bad. I am a good person. They just didn't see it. My ex just didn't see that side of me, or we just weren't a match. We just weren't a right fit, and we tried so hard to make it work, but it just wasn't meant to be. Get rid of all that negative self-talk and replace it with focusing on your strengths. Now, another really good way to build your confidence is to have goals and start setting them. And another bigger way to get that confidence going is to actually achieve those goals. It's one thing to write a list of goals. It's another thing to actually get out and achieve it. When you can write down your goals and list of things that you really want to do, and then you can start crossing that off, that is a big confidence boost. It's like, fuck, yeah, I did that. I did it. I honestly didn't think I was going to do that in that time frame. But if you write down a list of things, that's why I always do at the start of the year. And if you listened and you've been listening back from early this year, I did do a goal setting one for the year and getting through those things and making progress in your life as a single parent. So start setting some goals and go back and listen to that episode if you want. Start setting goals, and it gives you something to feel good in about yourself, because as I was just saying, it's easy to get stuck into that daily routine of mum life and dad life and work life and parenting life and everything else. And you're like, what about me? What about me? Start setting goals and have something that you can strive towards and something that you can look forward to, something you can get excited about, whether it's a holiday, whether it's just a weekend away, whether it's a date, whether it's just you're saving money so you can afford to buy a new car or just a new outfit, anything. Have a goal that you want and aim for it. And it could just be a list of goals. It might not just be one goal. I know I have a whole list of goals that I always write down. And then as I get through them, I cross them off. And it just makes you feel so good when you've crossed that off. It's like, yes, I did it. Next. Let's create a new list. I mean, you don't create a new list as soon as you've crossed something off, but it does make you feel good. And then when most of those things are crossed off, you slowly start to create more. And every now and then I find these little notepads that I've got lying around, and I find all these old lists of things that I've written down. And you're like, oh, wow, I didn't realize I wrote that. And then you go back and have a look at all these things that I've written. It's like, oh, shit, I've done pretty much all of those. I've done them all. That is a huge confidence booster in yourself. It's like, wow, okay, that's awesome. So just doing things for yourself and setting goals, but most importantly, achieving those goals is what is going to boost your confidence. Start doing things for you that you want to do. You've got no one stopping you. You've got no one saying, no, that's a shit idea. Don't do that. You've got no one holding you back. You've got no one saying, why would you want to do that for? Oh, no, we can't afford that. Oh, you shouldn't do that. That's a stupid idea. You've got no one nitpicking in your ear, telling you what you should or shouldn't do, because you're here on your own. You're a single parent. You can do it how you want. You run your life your way. So if you want to create the wildest, craziest out there goal, then go and fucking do it. It's your life. If that's what you want to do, then go kick ass and go do it. And I guarantee you, it will make you feel so good, and it will boost your confidence like you wouldn't believe. Go and create those goals and go and achieve those goals. Now, another thing on the little path of boosting your confidence is just your self-acceptance. Accept you for who you are and accept you for where you are. It's quite easy to fall into that negative bubble where you think, oh God, I really didn't want to be single in my 40s, or I didn't want to be in this situation now, or I can't believe I'm alone, or I can't believe I've don't have this much money saved, or I can't believe I've got to start my life again. Get out of that. Get out of that I can't believe poor me victim mentality mode. Don't do that. Accept where you are. It may not be the best situation, or it may not be what you planned or what you'd hoped for in your life, but it is where you're at. It's what's happened. You've got to accept it. The more you sit there and cry, poor me, poor me, poor me, I can't believe it, I'm so upset, I'm so miserable, I can't believe this is where I'm at, you are just dragging yourself down and down and down. The more you say it, the worse you're going to feel. It may not be the best situation. It may not be what you have wanted to achieve in your life, because who sets out to achieve being a single parent? Nobody does. Nobody plans to be a single parent. Nobody's got that on their bucket list of goals. It happens and we need to accept it. The more you sit there and be miserable in your situation, thinking, I can't believe I'm a single parent, I can't believe I'm alone, I can't believe I'm in this situation, you are just dragging yourself down. You need to accept where you're at, okay? It's shit. I'm not happy with it, but let's make this work. Let's make this work. Let's do the best that we can in this situation. That's what it's about. Just accept where you're at, because the more you complain about your situation, the worse you're going to feel. When you feel shit, your confidence is going to be shit. So let's accept our situation and just do what we can with where we're at, because complaining about it and moaning and groaning about it is not going to help you. All it's going to do is hinder your path to being happier and to being more confident. And that's what this episode is about, making you be more confident. So let's just accept our journey, accept where we're at. Even if we don't like it, accept it. This is where I'm at. This is where life has landed me. Okay, what can I do to improve this situation? That's about having self-acceptance of where you're at. Now, the biggest confidence booster I've had for myself in my journey as being a single parent is the independence. It just gives you an amazing boost of confidence like you wouldn't believe. Now, the longer you're single, the more things you will start to do on your own and the easier it gets. I can do anything and everything of my own, and I have no worries or concerns about that whatsoever. I'll go out for lunches or dinners with just me and my daughter. We go on holidays. I have no issues doing anything just me and her, or just me on my own. And I actually love it. And the independence you get, and just knowing that you're doing on that all on your own, that is a huge confidence thing. And a lot of people look at me and they're actually quite surprised that when I was younger and when I was married, my first marriage, when I was in my early 20s, I met him straight out of high school when I was 17. I was like a little pipsqueak. I was so shy. If you spoke to me, my face would go red. I would get so embarrassed. I'd be like, don't talk to me. I don't know how to handle this situation. I didn't like social situations. I was just always hiding in the corner. Now I'm probably like the loudest in the room. I will talk to anyone and everyone, and I just love to get to know new people, and I will talk to people because I actually legitimately want to know about them. And I love hearing stories about different people. And that's the journey that I've been on. That's where you go through certain situations in life and your circumstances that you go through. If you learn to make the most of your situation, you can grow from it and you can be a better person from it. Now, I could have stayed that little quiet little mouse that got embarrassed and shy and didn't want to speak to anyone. And I could have just accepted that's who I am and refused to kind of speak up. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be that. I didn't want to just stop my life and not get out and enjoy myself just because I'm a single parent. I'm a kind of person that's always on the go, that always likes to do things. And I'm always out on little adventures and exploring new places with just me and my daughter. And I absolutely love that. And I'm not going to put that on hold because I'm too scared to speak up or I'm too scared to try new things on my own. No way. So the longer I've been single, the more confidence I've gained because the more and more things I'm doing on my own. And my confidence now is just, I very rarely get shy or nervous because I'm now at a place where I've just got so much confidence where I'm just like, I don't need to focus on what other people think of me. They're not paying my bills, and it's not in a rude way, but they're their opinions of me, if they're just judging me from the outside without actually getting to know me, who I am as a person, then that's their issues. And that's the biggest lesson I've learned in life. People are going to judge you without getting to know you, then that's a reflection of their character, not yours. So don't be worried about what people are thinking of you if they're not making the time or effort to actually get to know you. And that's a big lesson I've learned in life. Don't judge people just on face value. And I kind of went on a bit of a tangent then, but it's just get out there. Don't feel like you can't get out there and enjoy life and you can't get out there and be independent, because doing all this stuff will boost your confidence, and just slowly start to do more and more things. It might just be going out for a lunch, just you and the kids, and then it might be a weekend away, and then it might be a nice overseas holiday. You're taking control of your whole life. You have control of everything, your finances, the household, your job, your kids. I mean, obviously you've got a co-parent involved who will have some say, but when it comes to you and in your house, it's all under you. You have a say over everything. It's you. It's your rules. It's how you want it to be. And that is what boosts your confidence. And also keeping in mind, it's also a boost for your kids' confidence. When they see that, when they see mum and dad speaking up, getting out there and doing things with their life, they model the behavior they see from their parents. So if you're getting out there and speaking up and doing things and being independent, then the kids are going to be more inclined to want to do the same. So get out there and be independent. Get out there and try new things. And the more you do that, the more your confidence will just skyrocket. Because if you're holding yourself back thinking, oh no, I can't do that. I can't do that, just me and my kids, or I can't do that, just me. Why not? What's going to happen? And get out there and meet new people. I'm going through a phase now where I've just started meeting new people. I'm joining new groups and I'm catching up for coffee with people that I haven't met before. And it's just different people that you meet on Facebook and different business groups and different friend groups and chat groups. And it's a lovely way to boost your confidence and just get out there and meet new people. Because one thing I always harp on in these episodes as well is to find your people. So if you don't have the friend group that you feel is supportive for you, or they don't have your back like you want, then get out and find your people. Find your people. Don't sit there and whinge and moan and say, oh, my friends aren't there for me when I need them, or I'm not happy with the group of friends that I have. Then you know what? Get out there and do something. Get out there. Be independent. You have control of your life. So do something about that and get out there and start meeting new people and finding your people, which will boost your confidence. And just kind of last but not least, it's just getting out of your comfort zone, which is kind of what I just said then about being independent. Get out of your comfort zone. So meet those new friends. If you're in a Facebook group and they're talking about having a local catch up and you're like, oh, I'd like to go, but I don't know. I mean, I can tell you a scenario. It was probably about a year ago, and I put a post up on a local page just wanting to find someone who I could connect with, like a business bestie, and that's how I refer to it, as a business bestie. Just someone that we could connect to, and I was ideally looking for a single parent friend because I think they understand your situation. Now, I wasn't closing off anyone else, but I was ideally looking for a single mom or a single dad who is going through a similar journey and just wanted some of that extra support because they don't have that support at home. And I put a little post up and I had so many people message me, which was beautiful. It was such a nice thing. I'm like, wow, this is great. And then I individually went through when I messaged every single one of them back. And I'd say about 95% of the people that I messaged to say, hey, thanks for reaching out, and I asked them more about them and saying, hey, would you like to catch up? Majority of them didn't respond to that. The idea of it sounded good. The idea of meeting someone sounded good. But when I actually messaged them and I contacted them about actually wanting to meet up, I didn't hear back from them. It was like that was too overwhelming for them. It's like, oh no, I can't do that. I can't just go out and meet someone new. And I didn't take that personally. I knew that's where they were at. And I know it is a big thing just to get out and meet someone new. But get out of your comfort zone. And that's where I was going with this point. Get out of your comfort zone. What have you got to lose in meeting somebody new? You might meet them and go, yeah, they're super cool. You know, I'm going to stay in contact with this person. Or you might meet them and go, they're a bit off. I don't know. But you know what? I had a nice coffee catch up. They were a lovely person, but I don't think we're going to be close friends, but I might keep them as an acquaintance where we can catch up every now and then. You don't necessarily have to meet up with someone and all of a sudden be their best friend, but it's nice to have acquaintances that you can kind of call up every now and then and chat to every now and then. And it's good to have that support, especially when you're a single parent and you're on your own. So get out of your comfort zone and get out and meet new people. Do things that you wouldn't normally do. And that's another great way to boost your confidence. And it's not just about getting out of your comfort zone to meet new people. It's about getting out of your comfort zone to do things that you wouldn't normally do. So say, for example, your weekends are normally just spent doing kids' sports, and then you come home and do your washing and you're cleaning the house, and Sunday afternoons you might be doing the groceries, or I don't know, you're just doing household chores all on weekends and kids' activities, and that's your routine every single weekend. Get out of your comfort zone, and next weekend do something very different. Break it up. Go out for dinner with your kids. Go on a dinner date with your kids. Just because you don't have a partner doesn't mean you can't go out for a Saturday night dinner. Go out with your kids. Go out to the movies with your kids. There is no reason for you to stay home on weekends because you don't have a partner. You can still go out on your own, or you can go out with your kids, or get out and meet some new people and go out with them. And that is a great way to boost your confidence. And that's what we are doing here. We want you to boost your confidence. So when you've broken up with someone, it's easy to get down in the dumps, and it's easy to be hating on yourself, and it's easy to be thinking all these negative things. But you can't stay there. You can't stay in that negative bubble thinking, oh, I'm not good enough, or who's going to want to date me, or who's going to want to be my friend, or I have no friends, or I have no money, or I can't do this, or I can't do that, or I can't catch up with friends because I have no money. There's always a way around it. Invite people to your house, go to their house, go to the park, go to $5 coffee and just sit at the beach. It's not a huge expense to catch up with friends. You don't even have to buy a coffee if you don't want. Just go for a walk. It's free. There are so many ways to get out and do things with other people and get out of your comfort zone without having to spend big bucks to do it. So don't sit there and make excuses, because if you're thinking you want to do something and in your head you're like, but you're making excuses. Why are you making excuse? What is that reason? Okay, so stop making excuses, get out of your comfort zone and do stuff that you enjoy. I'm just going to run over those things that will boost your confidence, and that is to reclaim you. Find who you are again. Find what you love doing. Find what lights you up. Find what makes you smile and what makes you happy. Test out a few different activities. Start watching a new style of movies. If you're into just horror and sad movies and rom-coms, start watching things that will make you feel good and make you happy. I remember at one stage, I just watched Schitt's Creek over and over again because it was just a funny series. And no matter what, no matter how many times I watched those episodes, I would still laugh. And I still haven't found a series like it. And if you know of one, shoot me DM because I'd love to know one. But every now and then I will still go back and watch it because it's just a feel-good series that will always make you laugh. So stop these things that just make you feel shit. Stop listening to sad music that'll make you cry or make you feel like your ex. Put on a motivational podcast like Life After Plus One. Put on some happy music. And I do that a lot. Quite often I'll listen to a podcast, but every now and then I'm like, no, you know what? I need more of a boost. And I'll listen to good music that'll make me feel good and that'll just pump me up. That's what you want. Listen to things that make you feel good. It's all about feeling good in the moment. Read a book. That'll make you feel good. Go to the gym or do some form of exercise. That'll make you feel good. Find what lights you up and makes you feel good. That's how you reclaim you. Set your boundaries. Set your boundaries is a great way to start building your confidence. And again, it's not about being rude. It's not about saying how it is. And it's not about being nasty. It's about you not being walked all over and saying, no, you know what? I'm not comfortable with that. Let's not do that. Set your boundaries and let people know what you are and what you're not comfortable with. Get rid of the negative self-talk. Get rid of the negative self-talk. So when you hear yourself shitting on yourself saying, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe how much I weigh. I can't believe how much I got in the bank. I can't believe that relationship ended because of me. Nope. Stop it. Get rid of the negative self-talk and replace it with something positive about yourself. Go, yep, that's happened, but I'm doing the best I can. Get rid of the negative self-talk. Find your strengths. Look at what is good about yourself. There is a shit ton of things out there or that's good about you. I can guarantee it. You just don't see it because you just might not be in that mind frame at the moment. Ask your friends if you want. Ask your friends what they think is good about you, because quite often they see it and you don't. They might not always tell you, but they would know it. And I guarantee they can tell you if they're really good friends. So find your strengths, find what it is that's good about you. So when you're talking shit about yourself and you're hating on yourself, I want you to stop and go, you know what? I am actually a good parent. I am actually good at my job. I am actually a really good friend. I am a really good partner. Find your strengths, find what you're good at. I am really good at this. I am really good at that. And stop focusing on the negative about you and focus on the good. Set goals, and most importantly, achieve those goals. These are things that will skyrocket your confidence when you start doing these things for yourself, especially when you're on your own, you don't have a partner. I mean, hey, you can be doing it with a partner, but after you've broken up from a long-term relationship or a long-term marriage and you start setting these goals on your own and you've got full control over your life, it's so empowering. So get out there and start setting those goals. And like I said, most importantly, start achieving those goals. Start putting a bucket list of things that you want to do and start ticking them off, and that will boost your confidence. You'll feel good in yourself. It's like, wow, holy shit, I just did all that. That's fucking amazing. That will make you feel good in yourself. And importantly here, your independence. The longer you're a single parent, the more things you'll be doing on your own. Now, at the start, it can be quite hard and it can be quite intimidating, especially when you're not in the right headspace. You're not thinking about wanting to get out and socialize. Well, depending on how your breakup ended, you might not be. But when you start getting out there and doing more and more things, do it small. If you're not someone that gets out much, then do it small. Do small little things. And then after you've done one, you're like, yeah, that was good. I like that. I had a really nice day. And so the next time you can try something different. Get out there and boost your independence and your confidence by doing things. And you know that you've done it all on your own. You've planned it all. You've paid for it all. You've thought it all out. It's all on you. And that independence, like I said, it's so empowering. And that is a great way to boost your confidence, because you know you've got no one nitpicking over your shoulder. You've got no one telling you what you can and can't do. You've got no one talking for you. You've got to stand up and speak for yourself. You're on your own 2 feet here. It's all on you. And the more of these things you're doing, the more your confidence is just going to skyrocket. And just lastly, get out of your comfort zone, which, like I just said, relates back to getting out there and being independent. Don't just do things because that's your routine and that's what you're comfortable with. You don't grow in life by just being comfortable. If you want to grow, if you want to be more confident, if you want to be a better person, you need to get out of your comfort zone. And I quite often tell my daughter that when I'm doing things that make me feel a little bit, I get a little bit anxious because it's something I've never done before. I'll tell my daughter that and she'll say to me, well, Mummy, why are you going? And I'm like, well, darling, that's how you grow. I'm not just going to sit there and do the same things day in and day out. That's what life is about, getting out of your comfort zone and trying and doing new things. And that is you leading by example with your kids as well. And they'll see that and be like, oh, wow, that's cool. Yeah, I get that. That's a huge lesson for your kids. So get out of your comfort zone. Don't just stay comfortable because it's what you know. You do not grow in life by being comfortable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I love that saying. Let me say it again. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So get out there and do things that you wouldn't normally do. And your kids will look up to you. Your friends will look up to you. They'll be like, wow, look at them go. So get out of your comfort zone. All right. So I hope these steps really helped you in ways to boost your confidence. So get out there and get your confidence back because you are worth it. Don't let the negative chit chat from your ex screw with your head. That's just one person out of billions in this world. Don't let that one person destroy your journey because it didn't work out with them. And if you're really struggling to get through it and you can't change your thoughts, you can't get through this negative thought pattern, you really can't get to this more positive confidence level, you can't get your confidence back on track, let's have a talk because that's what I do. That's what I'm here for. I want to help you get to that more positive side. So if you're struggling with anything on your single parent journey, you can't get that confidence that you want, you can't get that positive thought pattern going, you're struggling to communicate with your ex, whatever it is, let's talk. I want to help you through that. And all my details are in the show notes below. You can send me an email. You can book a session there. And there's also a free 20-minute session just to get to have a chat, and I can see if we vibe and if it's what you want and if it's something that's going to help you. So jump on board there. All those details are in the show notes, and it's all on my website, lifeafterplus1.com. So as I always say, guys, I really hope you got something from this episode, and please share it with all your single parent friends, because that's what we want. We want it to get into the ears of all our single parent friends so it helps them on their journey. And if you're loving the show, as I always say, give me a review, because the more reviews I get, the more it shows up in the feed and the more it gets heard with our single parent community. So give me a review if you're really loving it in iTunes or Spotify or wherever you're listening to this podcast. And that's about it from me today, guys. So I hope this episode is going to help you get your confidence up again. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, but just keep going back and listening to this episode if you need be, to give you some of those reminders to go, nope, you know what? Get out of that negative thinking. Get out of it. So thank you again, guys. And I hope you got something from this. And until next time, I'll be in your ears then. Thank you for joining us on the Life After Plus One podcast. If you loved what you heard today and looking for some further support, then jump onto our website, lifeafterplus1.com. Plus, don't forget to check out our Instagram page for further resources and inspo. You can find all the links in the show notes. And remember, you're not alone on this path. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. And in the meantime, keep thriving, keep growing, and keep exploring your amazing life after plus one.